Welcome in everybody to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down the Week 2 matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs Kingdom. The Kansas City Chiefs just beat the Oakland Raiders in Oakland by a final score of 28-10. I'm going to tell you the truth. I was a little bit nervous after that first quarter because the Chiefs had not been shut out in any quarter by any team, especially a team like the Oakland Raiders, who were one of the worst in all of the NFL last year. But it didn't take long for the Chiefs to bounce back, and in the second quarter, Patrick Mahomes just went absolutely off. He threw for 4 touchdowns in the second quarter alone. 2 of those touchdowns went to Demarcus Robinson, one of them went to the new young speedster in Mecole Hardman, and the fourth one went to his trusted tight end in Travis Kelce. And what he did in the second quarter alone proved why he was the MVP last year. He threw for 4 touchdowns after pretty much getting shut out in the first quarter. There was no offensive production, and I think that he came out in the second quarter ready and motivated to throw touchdowns, and that's just what he did. And all of those touchdown passes were bombs down the field. I mean, they were all passes that were over 25 yards. So Patrick Mahomes just came out in the second quarter with a chip on his shoulder, and he just picked apart the Raiders secondary. I mean, it was really fun to watch, but it's obvious the Raiders secondary had major problems stopping that offense. And that just shows you why this offense is the best in the NFL. All it takes is one quarter, all it takes is one play. And Patrick Mahomes in this offense can just get right back into this game. And they were leading 28-10 at the half. And that's after being down 10-0 going into the second quarter. So they scored 28 unanswered points in the second quarter alone. And that's why the Chiefs won this game. That second quarter fueled a massive game by the offense, and the defense did not look half bad. Actually, no. I'm going to say this Chiefs defense was absolutely incredible. Bashaud Breeland and Travarius Ward both had interceptions, and Kendall Fuller, Chris Jones, and Tano Passanio all had sacks. So it was a very eventful day on the defensive side, but it mostly got overshadowed by how well the offense performed. But us true Chiefs fans that saw this defense struggle a lot last year noticed the change. And the change from week 1 to week 2 was astronomical. I mean, last week they just could not stop Gardner Minshew at all, but they stopped Derek Carr from really making any sort of difference. In the first quarter, the Chiefs defense had a lot of issues stopping Derek Carr, but after that, it was just smooth sailing. They were actually able to stop the Raiders on 3rd and 4th downs, and that is a very encouraging sign. And I still think they're going to get even better. And granted, it was the Raiders. The Raiders are not a very good team and don't have a great offense, but shutting any team down like that is impressive. I would even go as far to say that it was defensive dominance today. But Patrick Mahomes in this offense dominated as well. So this was just an all-around great football game. The offense didn't score again after that impressive second quarter, but they didn't need to. The defense helped them out, and 28 points was enough to beat the Raiders. Man, this is just a feel-good win. The defense performed well, and the offense was outstanding. And when you put those two together, it's a recipe for success. And so far, the Chiefs have used that to their advantage. And going into week 3, the Chiefs are 2-0, which is a great sign. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'm just really excited to see how this defense keeps getting better each week, because I still think they have a lot of work to do. I'm not seeing a lot from Tyrann Mathieu or Frank Clark, but Alex Okafor, Chris Jones, and Kendall Fuller have looked really good so far. And I think that Frank Clark and Tyrann Mathieu are still trying to integrate themselves into this system, but it's only a matter of time before those guys start playing like Pro Bowlers. So Chiefs Kingdom, this is a great sign of things to come, and if this defense can keep getting better, this team will easily be Super Bowl bound. Let's take a look at the Chiefs' offensive stats. Patrick Mahomes was 30 of 44 and threw for a massive 433 yards and 4 touchdowns. The bulk of those numbers came in the second quarter, but with that second quarter, he willed this Chiefs team to victory, and he just threw the ball down the field and hit a ton of different receivers. There was no MVP on the receiving corps because everybody got so many catches and racked up so many yards. But that just shows you why Patrick Mahomes is the MVP. he does stuff with other receivers that other quarterbacks just can't do. So Patrick Mahomes had a very impressive performance, even though he only had one quarter of offense. LaShawn McCoy had 11 carries for 23 yards. Damian Williams had 9 carries for 8 yards. And onto the receiving, Mecole Hardman had 4 receptions for 61 yards, and he scored his first touchdown in a Chiefs uniform. Travis Kelce had 7 receptions for 107 yards, and he scored a touchdown. Demarcus Robinson had 6 receptions for 172 yards, and he scored 2 touchdowns. If I had to pick an MVP from the receiving corps, it would definitely be Demarcus Robinson. He had an amazing game. Sammy Watkins only had 6 receptions for 49 yards, but that's okay. Patrick Mahomes was able to use other receivers, and he still got that offensive production, even if it meant Sammy Watkins wasn't the main guy. And finally, Damian Williams had 3 catches for 48 yards. So like I already said, Patrick Mahomes did an unbelievable job of spreading the ball out and throwing it down the field. Now after week 2, here are the AFC West standings. The Kansas City Chiefs are in first place with a record of 2-0. The Los Angeles Chargers are tied with the Oakland Raiders for second place in the division with a record of 1-1. And the Denver Broncos are in fourth place with a record of 0-2. So Chiefs Kingdom, I'm just pumped right now. We got to see Patrick Mahomes go absolutely nuts and this defense step up. So very encouraging signs going into week 3, and hopefully the Chiefs can carry this over and win this next game against the Baltimore Ravens. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Everybody subscribe. It really helps out, and I really appreciate it. If you guys like these videos and would consider supporting me, go click the link in the description and go support me on my Patreon. I would more than appreciate it. Go check out my social medias. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the KC Sports Report by Michael Darcy.